Hello everybody. Well, I was had the pleasure of being invited to do a collaboration. The host was Joie, and there's about 8 or 9, people, YouTubers that are in this collaboration from around the world, if you know what I mean. It's a global thing, and it's brilliant. We all get together and done these videos, so I shall put all the other YouTubers that are taking part in the description box below. The brief was fast flow stitching, so machine stitching that isn't straight, basically. So it gives you a sort of freedom of just going for it and having a play. I've done a journal cover because I wanted to use some scraps that I had left over from a mermaid journal that I'm doing. So these aren't the scraps, but very similar, but exactly the same palette, because I've already made the journal, and this is still what I'm using at the moment. And I wanted to incorporate some of the mop-up cloths, the wet wipes. So that's what these are, and I have incorporated some of them as well, and some painted fabric that I'd previously done just because I'm doing a journal cover. But I've actually used these as a base as well, and then applied more fabric on the back. But yeah, it's good fun, and done some crazy stitching and come up with a journal cover. So I hope you like it, and don't forget, check everybody else out too, and have fun watching us all. And I'll see you soon in the next video, because I'm doing this bit because I thought that sometimes with the collaboration things change, people can't make it or things like that. So that's why I haven't mentioned anybody's names now, because I'm sure some life happens, doesn't it, and some people can't make it. I struggled only because it's my husband's birthday yesterday. It was a big one. Yeah, he was 70 yesterday, so yeah, I'm still not hungover, but I'm tired because we did go out and have a few drinks. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you all soon. Bye for now. Right, so what I'm going to do for the challenge is use the wet wipes, okay, that have been stained up from painting and stuff, and I'm going to try and make a journal cover. And as you know, I've been doing the mermaid journal. I've got loads of bits left over, and all that. So, and this come to me, I'm actually in the middle, not in the middle, but I've sort of coming to the end of doing it now. But I've got loads of bits here, okay, and I'm going to use these as the base. I mean, it still have to be lined as well, but I'm going to put everything on that because they'll sort of, the bits stick to this because of the texture of it. But the first thing I'm going to do is just stitch along there, and then I think I've got enough to cut to make my journal cover, if you know what I mean. Because I'll do a small one. Is it 6x4? So those two together, I mean, we could put another patch up there as well if we wanted to go bigger, but that makes that 10 by 8, so I've got enough to cut down. So I'll just go and stitch that first. All right, I might just glue that on and then stitch it just to hold it in place. Actually, I think that'll be all right. I won't need to. Okay, I'll leave that until I stitch it in a minute. That'll be fine. Yeah, because it'll be lined as well. So let's get loads of bits. I do want some shiny stuff as well. So it's a bit shiny. This was a bit left over from. So I'll put that in as well. I'm going to use some of these. So I got glue on my hands. I'm a bit sticky there. All the little bits, they can be fillers. These little bits. Oh, I'll keep those for. see what happens. Sorry, I like that bit, so that's going over there. It's going to be crazy, isn't it? So I might do get all my autumn things out. Oh, we're going to use like that sulky stuff over the top. Is that okay? And it's water soluble stabilizer, and you put that over the top and you stitch over it. So we'll try and get my sewing machine out. And get that in frame if I can. Okay. Let's have a little bit more. A bit of seaweed. We have some sparkly stuff on, of course we will. Yes. Love this. It's a bit of sari silk, and it's actually no, it's not sari. Well, it is. It's pure silk, but it's not. It's from a scarf. So, gotta use a bit of that, haven't we? Alright, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just building it all up. And it is sticking to there quite well. There's another bit here that's been left over, so we can tuck that in anywhere, and then oops, let's stay there. Need a bit of this at the back, don't we? got bits of gold running through this. I'm not sure whether you can see that or not, but a bit of patience. But it's not too thick. A little bit here. Let me see, have a little look down at that. I was a bit too far over there really, wasn't I? But never mind. There we go. Oh. That's a bit, it's just here. Just need something. Oh, what about a bit of this? Okay, I think I'm done. Let's put that over the edge of that. Hopefully cover that straight bit up, but I do want to use that, but that'll keep down in a minute. Let's have a look. Well, I'm going to do that anyway. Can always add more after, but I think we're about right. So I need to cut a bit of this, and you use pins. Okay, don't like wasting it. There we go. And to be honest, I actually still like paper on the back, to be honest, because I find that it just makes things so stable. Because this is still quite fine. And then I might get a bit of brown paper, because it's going to be covered on the other side anyway, and that will stabilise everything. Right, pin it, and then I'll get my piece of brown paper and that can back it. Just need to get it sort of roughly pinned for now. So take the pins out to get the black paper on, brown paper on it. Okay, sorry, that's about the only way I can get it in on that angle. And it's a little bit too far away from me. I'm trying to get it so you can see. I need it nearer because my arms aren't that long. Let's have a look at that. Sorry, because my arm is on, for the laptop, it's not laptop, for my iPad, is on the left. So that's about, yeah, I think we're all right there. Okay, right, and here's our piece. Okay, and then it's put onto there, so you've got to watch your pins when you're doing that. The journal will most probably be that way, so my wavy lines are going to be going down all the way down around there. I've got green at the moment. I'm going to use silver, I'm going to use some blue as well. All right, but at the moment we've just got to anchor this down. Yeah, So I'll take that pin out and get that underneath. Okay, and you can put this onto fabric, you know, you don't think you have to put it onto paper, you don't. It's just I'll put it onto paper, and then because I'm not sure how thick it's going to go, and then I will back it in fabric anyway, so that paper is fine for me for now. Okay, and it'll dissolve a bit anyway when you put it in water. So okay, right, where's my other one? All right, I'm going to take this, I take this one out as well, because now that's anchored under there. I'm okay. You have got to be careful when you do this, you know, for pins and stuff, but so actually this machine isn't brilliant for this sort of thing. My quilting one is, so I'll just get it going in a minute. Yeah, it's not brilliant for this. So I've got a quilting one and it just goes through anything, so yeah, I'm going to have to pull this through. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the lines for a minute. Let's just get this anchored down. I might have to finish it off on my other one, I'm afraid, because it doesn't look like it's going to like it. No. I've got to pull it. My other one would just glide through it, honestly. Okay. I'll just get there about. And then turn it around. And I will go over here as well in a minute. Yeah. That's what I do. Just I start waving, but I don't normally have to pull it through. Okay. What I'm going to do is right to the edge. So I know this bit is nicely anchored. Just come down there a bit, I think. Oops. Okay. Here we go. I'm just going back on that bit just to anchor the sides. Just pull up a bit there. That's all right. there we go. So that's done. All right. And well, it's not done, but what I do now is I'll go and wash it, okay, and get this hot soapy water. So the paper will dissolve a bit and some of this, and then we can go from there and then get rid of this. Sometimes you can do it all and then go for it, but I don't want to. I actually want to sort of play with it once this is all off, okay, but I've well anchored it down with wavy lines there. All right, so you shall see what happens. That's great, love it. Just you wait and see. You can actually keep going over it and over it and over it, and then it becomes like almost felted, and you can cut shapes out of it. It's great, but I haven't done it like that, so we shall see. Okay, see you soon. Right, I'll show you what it's like. Okay, and all I've done, I've actually trimmed a bit off the top there because it was a little bit too tall, and a bit off that side. That side is as it was. Yeah, so that's when all the stuff is washed off. You know, it's near enough all down. That was pretty good. Okay, and what I've done here is I've stuck a piece of wadding in there. You can actually put card in here. You don't have to do this. Just need something for a bit of support, because I'm going to back that as well. So I always do it a little bit smaller, and when I finished, that will be the inside, and this will make quite a thick cover then. Okay, this might be too thick yet, I'm not sure, just, you know, we'll see how it goes. All right, but you know, I like this sort of thing. It's great, it's good fun. And all we've done it out of is scraps and some of the scrappy J cloth things. The paper come off easily, it's soaked. I mean, I could have got it off perfectly, but I didn't. I just literally, once it got wet, it come off. So that was helped stabilize it while we were sewing. Okay, right, we're gonna try with this one. I'm hoping it'll be okay. So I need to just set up and I'll be back. Okay, hopefully that'll be all right. Okay, so I'm going in wavy lines. I've changed the thread to like a turquoise colour now. I'm hoping this is quite an old thread, so I'm not sure what it'll be like. Singers are a little bit fussy with their threads, I've always known, whereas my favourite machines are... oh gosh, I should know. A genome. They seem to take thicker threads and, I don't know, not get so mashed up all the time. Alright, I can't really, let's have a look, see if I move that. I'm a little bit, no idea if you can see that. Oh, I can see that bit, so must be alright. And I usually like my big table for this sort of thing, but I haven't got it. Right, let's have a look. Okay. So, all wavy lines. Right up to that corner now. Okay. Go a bit thick there, that's my fault. There we go. Just squished over a bit of that. And it's quite good having the colour wet wipes in the background, because if you've got holes, it's all right. Kind of faster, but just gonna come down there a bit. if you get caught, you know, things start to buckle up here and you want that flat, I usually got a skewer, and I'll just lift up and I'll push that down like that with the skewer. But I don't seem to have one today. Oh, I got this though. I can use that. See, like it's just getting caught up, that net on there now. So you just keep your eye open. That's all right. Make sure your foot is off the pedal when you do anything like that. There we go. I'm going to go over there. So see the way that buckled up there? So, ooh, foot slip then actually. See, that's how easy it is to do. You can, let's do that. There we go. So like here, that'll lift up, so just squish that down. Oh, I ran out of bobbin thread, I think. Okay, well, I'll sort that out and I'll be back in a minute. Yeah. Okay, I just finished off that bit that when the bobbin broke. Okay, and yeah, we're not too out of plumb really. It's not too bad. I can live with that. Yeah, I'm gonna. So I've got my bit of canvas. A tiny bit bigger. I actually want this bit on the front, and yeah, I'm going to cover that and have that on the inside. Yeah. If you was going to put pockets in or anything like that and you want to stitch them in, then you can do it now. Yeah, but I'm not going to. I'm keeping this very simple. I'm going to glue down a bit in the middle. Okay, I'm not going to glue around the outside because I'm going to stitch mine. Right, just keep away from the edges. Okay. I'm going to use that's 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac. And I'll just scrape that down. I mean, you can stitch over it a bit as well, but I'm not going to do it which way. I think we'll go there. Right, so I want this little bit here to poke through. So once that's down, like that. Oh, I think we're going to have to come over a little bit more. Right. Okay, and then we stitch all that together. Okay, and I'm going to stitch down here now. Things in the way there. I'm just going to come down a bit more. All wavy now. There we go. Okay, okay, all wavy stitching now. And what we have to do, while that's drying, okay, let's just get this sort of manoeuvring. So I'll just show you how to do that. I'll put this away a minute. Okay, so that's all done. Okay, I've left it sort of folded over overnight and I love it. So I'll finish decorating the cover. I'm going to do, I'm doing a mermaid journal. I'm going to use similar to that, but I don't want to use that one because that's going to go in my other journal. What else did I do? I put a load of pages together, you know, to fit in. Okay, spare ones that have gone in. So I always leave a little bit of room because this expands, yeah. I mean, you could, with these covers, make them reusable and put the grommets in and put the elastic round and just, you know, do it that way. But I'm going to stitch mine in because I just think, okay, if you finish that and you want to reuse it, I'll just, you know, cut it out and put another one in. So because I don't actually want any black elastic down there at all. So yes, right, what have I got to do? Okay, doing the front cover. Let's flatten that out a bit. Okay, so I'm going to use a stamp I've just done, and I'm going to stamp and emboss this here. there. I need some embossing powder. Oh, I'll just use this one. I've got the duckhead blue. Yeah, and this will be clear on top of black anyway. And I'll use VersaFine to do the stamp. Okay, I've got my heat tool. I think that's all I need. Yep, and then I'll show you how I colour it in. Okay. Yeah. Put that on top of there. I like that for just a bit of sponge. I've got a little bit of sponge on the stamp as well, but not much. So I'll just ink that up. Oh, need a bit of paper. Wherever you are. I don't know where that's disappeared to. Okay. I'll just re-ink that a little bit just in case. You can put it on plain white, I just not. I've already done one anyway, so okay. There's the outline, and then put this on. So whatever, because we put the embossing on, whatever, when we colour it and things like that, it, you know, it still looks good. Way just in case it melts. I'm not sure whether that's heat resistant. Check, see if there's any bits that need to be brushed off, but looks okay to me. Okay, as soon as it starts to go shiny, you move. Just double check. Yep. Okay. Now you can either paint her on here, which I think I will, and then cut her out after, or cut her out first, and then, I mean, if you go really badly wrong, then you haven't painted her. But I've already done one and cut out, so what I'll do, I'll just show you how I paint. And I'm sticking with the sort of bluey green one that I've been using, only because these are here. Any watercolours will do. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna leave it at that and just paint. So let's see what we got. Yeah, I've just got a drier one just in case I need it. All right, sometimes these are running out quite fast out of these ones. But I do want a bit of water to start with. Yeah, so I've got that. I'm going to activate this. I want to sort of turquoise, so let's get some of this blue, some bluey green. I think that's quite a nice colour actually, so that will do. So I'm using quite a watery one to start with. So this has got quite a lot of water in. Okay, we've got enough water there now, so I'll go to use this one. I just want to add a bit more, should we say green to that one, because we want a bit of green on there, don't we? So sort of mixed a bit of green in and took a bit of that blue there. Yeah, well, that's enough. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, far too much water now. If that gets, this is watercolour paper, so I'm okay, but if it gets too much, then just use a napkin to dry it off a bit. And I'll show you that. Okay. Let's take some of that away. Yeah. And then I'm sort of going in different areas with the darker one. You don't have to be too accurate, so I'm cutting it out. And I'm trying to rush. I'm going to have pick a bit of blue up and put that in there. Okay. And then okay, yeah, that's cool. Right, hair. I love red hair on mermaids. I think it's the contrast to with the greeny blue. It's just amazing. I don't know what colours I've got here to make that. I've got orange, actually. That might be nice. Right, just clean the water out of there. Okay. I have no idea what all these colours. What's the dusky orange like? I don't know. Oh, both of those are alright. So it's quite watery. Okay, let's say we don't need to go mad. I need to do the other one as well. So. I'm just going to use this yellowy colour here. I think it's one of those. It's quite nice. I do a lot of my mermaids with this colour here actually. It seems to be quite striking. Actually, a lot of my faces I draw is with this colour hair as well. Just amazing. Now I'm going to go over this. Okay. That's cool. And I'm going to put that on there. It's a bit round, wasn't it? So okay. Now you can use a little bit of gesso to lighten up the body if you wanted to, but I don't mind because I feel this colour will work in better than if it was white. That's why I like stamping on different things. Yeah, I was going to add a little bit more of a here. Sorry, it's really wet, but I'll just drag that out a bit. Okay. You can do that with pens. You don't have to do it with watercolours. Just that I've got to go and find my pens. Now, all my watercolour brushes are actually in my home because I tend to watercolour at home, not in my studio, even though it's still my home, my studio, but I tend to watercolour at night. So I had to buy a little pack on Amazon. This is very cheap actually. It was under a tenner and it's got everything in there. These are great brushes for applying tea and that. And I'm a great lover of the flat brushes, and that one there. That is my all-time favourite for painting faces. Shoulder brush. I love them. Oh, there was a bigger watercolour brush there, look. Very nice little set. I didn't say it was only cheap. It does for this sort of thing. Right. So a little bit gesso just to show you. So I don't use very much. Do want a dry brush for that though. Just get a bit of gesso on there. Might be a bit big this one actually. And you can just sort of, it doesn't do much because of their just goes into paper. If you want to lighten what you're stamped on, Okay, so the gesso is actually going into the paper at the moment, so okay, yeah, that will be fine. I know it needs to be a little tiny bit lighter on the top of that arm, you know what I mean, just a lot, just rub it out. Right. Not important. Okay, that will do. Okay, and then cut her out, and I'll come back to you. I'll find my other one that I've already cut out, so save me a bit of time. I've just got to do the hair, so I'll go ahead and do her hair, and then we'll go from there. This one's finished. There we go. So it's dried. So what I do now, I would either seal her a few times with Mod Podge or whatever you want. I'm going to use this Distress Glaze. I think actually when I remember when I first got this product, it was one of the best products I've ever used. I do use acrylic sealer as well, only because, you know, this is quite expensive, but like I say, I've had this, God, 3 or 4 years I expect, and that's all I've used. So I just keep it for like little things really. You can just, but it's brilliant for watercolors and things like that. It really does create a great seal. Yeah, so I'll go over that, and you just go over it, and then you need very little of it, and then you buff it off, and it makes it quite shiny. Just make sure it's all covered, because it's going on the front of the journal, you see. I need to sort of do something. I'm going to put some sparkles, of course, on the tail when I'm done, but that's only glitter glue. So okay, and then you get a dry paper towel. Oops. Okay, it just sort of brings them to life, and now it's totally sealed. Alright, let's have a look, see what she looks like on here. Yeah. Like that. What I am going to do is just ink up a little bit around the outside, but again very lightly, just in case there's any sort of white edges, and it sort of just blends her in. So I didn't cut totally to the arm there, but I feel like I want to cut that a little bit better. So she's going on the front of a journal, isn't she? Let's see if I can get in there just a little bit closer. That arm out of the way. There we go. Now I'm worrying about the arm, so I'm gonna do that properly. There we go. And it's nice thick watercolour paper, you see, so, or mixed media paper, that's what I use. I always say watercolour paper, but it's mixed media paper that I use. And I think I'm going to tuck her under here, and then we'll put some seaweed around and some other things. Yep, I'm going to glue her on. Okay, now need on this, because we're gluing to fabric, you do need to place something heavy or stick her under something. So while that's drying, I'm going to put her under my glass mat, because I find that absolutely brilliant. Just make sure there's plenty of glue on. Under the delicate bits like that. Right, give it a good squish down. Okay, and I'm just going under my glass mat while I have my lunch, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, I'm going to do the seaweed. I'll show you what I do. I've got some of this sort of colour and some a bit darker, so I quite like it. So these are the wet wipes that have been stained, you know, with mopping up and everything like that. And then I just sort of take some off there where that's nice and skinny there. So if I pull that away, then I've got a nice end there. Yeah, that sort of get it the right sort of shape. So yeah, a bit fiddly doing this, but do you know what, I really like it. I decanted some of my 3-in-1 glue into this little bottle here, because I don't want much glue, but I do want to pin it down. So do that. So and put a little bit more, of course, in here. All right, but so like that. I'm just gonna, that's gonna, it's all right, irritate me that little bit there. So I don't want to take it off. Right. Okay. And I sort of bend it as well to create a bit of movement. So it makes it look like it's moving within the water. Right. That's my pin I put in the top sometimes when working. Right, I do want a long piece here, so I'm going to do that bit first. Okay, and then it's just a matter of filling in with different lengths. And I mean, some of this I can use the thicker, not the thicker glue, but they're should we have that one crossing over? I think we will. Like that. Does that one look? Yeah. And then you cover this at the bottom, so it might look a bit odd until you cover it. like that. Right, so I'll go along and fill in everywhere and then come back to you when I've done that and show you what I'll do next. Yeah. Okay, so that's all stuck down. Yeah, maybe a little bit, oh, just there. But anyway, it's basically done. I've gone over and made sure. So I just go around and check a bit later on, and then I'll just touch it with my fingers now. Well, that's all right. Okay, so now we sort out down here. Okay, so we want to make it look like that's underneath, if you know what I mean. So I've got a few bits of, got a bit of net, and I do think this looks like seaweed, so I'm using some of that. So I'm going to incorporate a bit more net like that. What I've got to do is just put a bit of glue over. I'm using the, you know, wider nozzle now. So do that, and then so we can always cover over the glue. I want that to come up there because it's quite a bit of blue showing. Okay, and twist it a bit so it's not straight. Okay, and we're just layering up a bit similar to what we've already done. Bit of seaweed. Put that down as well. Do this. Okay. Just get my fingers off. It's like that. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue here. Okay. It's a little bit too straight, so I don't want it like that. That's that. At the ends in a minute. Okay, do I want another layer of this? And then some of that over the top. Let's have a look. Yep, I think that's great. Okay, now I've got the hot glue gun on. Okay, so put some shells around. Okay, let's have a look. Well, that's going there. Do you know, I'm really I'm not sure which way to. That's got a little flower on the top. I can actually prefer it that way. I do burn myself a lot. Take that one off, break that one. These are real shells. A little bit heavy-handed there I was. Right. Okay. See, that one's broken as well. My eyesight. Right, okay. So that one isn't. Right. This little bit here that's just annoying me a little bit. So I need to fill in with something there, even if it's a bit more net. Because you can see the bottom of those. And I don't want that. I'll just twist that up. A bit of glue on it. Tuck that underneath. Okay. And twist again. And squish it down. Okay, that's better. Okay, they're all well stuck on there. That was wet glue there. I think that's it, actually. Just turn it off. So all I've got to do is sew in the signature now. And that's a quick job because there's only one signature, so. Okay. Which I will do now. And then this is done. Yep. It's good for me. I just okay. Not sure. I'm still not happy. Just a bit more seaweed perhaps might work. I only want a bit, so. do you know what? I'm going to go for it because I just feel as though it's a little bit too straight, everything. Perfect. Okay, so I'll just go and get me sewing stuff together and stitch in a signature. Okay, before I sew it in, I'll just show you that I've added a few more bits down here. I found some little flat, you know, flat pearls. So I put them down there, and then I put a tiny bit of shell here, put a pearl in that to make it look like a oyster shell. And then just added a few more because I thought it was a little bit plain, and just added a little bit net. And I twirled these around a bit more. Sorry, I don't like that end like that. Okay. Yeah, so that's all I done there, and put everything together. I sprayed the pages that were white, let them dry on the backs there, so that's now they're all coloured. And I think there's about 20 on. I will count those because it is a page really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, but you know, there's these little ones, so 21 at the moment, and that, well, at the moment that's it. Okay, so I've put all them together. Okay, and then this is from a previous thing. This is just one of my templates that I use, and I think I'll just get that sort of in the middle, then I'll tape it. Make sure this tape is you know, you've got the sticky off, but this one's been used a few times, so okay, put that in. I just do, you know, put it all together, get it straight, and I put it in my cradle because I just find it the easiest method for me. And I think I did put a little mark in the middle there, so I'm only doing 3, so I'll miss these ones. I'll do, yeah, I'll do the one in the middle and the 2 at the top. Okay. It is hard going finding the holes on here, but I'll show you a little trick. I use another needle just to see where I'm going. Okay, do that one there, and the end one. Just making sure. Okay, take that out. I'll get the first one through now. Okay. Actually quite good because I can see them, so okay, I'll leave a little tail and hopefully it goes through, but it's not always like that. That's gonna work today, look. Okay. Right, if you find it gets stuck and it's hard to move, the best investment is a pair of pliers or something. Okay, seems to give you a bit of leverage. All right, it's because of this fabric. Okay. All right, and then we'll go back up here. Sometimes it's moved by now, so I shall just go through there. Make sure it has moved a little bit, so I'll lift up and go through there. All right, and then find my hole. Okay, we are lucky today. Found the holes. I don't worry about how tight this is for a minute. It's not a problem. And then hopefully you go through that hole again. Okay, at least we know where it is. Sometimes you have to literally do that and then go through, but don't split. Oh, sorry, I sound like a sergeant major there. Try not to split the thread when you go through. Okay, because it makes it hard to tighten up then. Okay, that's quite stiff for me to pull through because my hands aren't that strong anymore. Okay. Okay, I do need a bit more on this one. Right, let's have a look. This is the one I want. No, not that one. See it? This is what I mean. I just split through that one hair there. So this is why when you come to tighten it, it doesn't work very well. But that's okay. It's only a couple there, so I'm going to cut that. See, I don't know whether you can see it. See, just caught that. If I can see. Just a couple of strands there. Okay, we're all right now. That's what happens. You can't tighten it very well. Okay. Pull from that end because I want more here. Okay. Lovely. Didn't quite have enough. Okay, then I'll slip one of them under there. I mean, everybody does. It's very similar to this, so you can take that off now. And then I will pull one way and the other, but I will hold that and I will check the tension here. All right, right, give it another tug. And I do either right over left, left over right, just the opposite. So one way, and then I'll swap threads and do it the other way. I'm left-handed, so I might start a different way to you. There we go. And that's it. And you can either tie that in a bow or put some dangles on. Tie that in bow for now. I think I'm going to do something similar to this for my autumn journal. I'm going to do that with the fabric, I think, because I really like the feel of it. So I didn't need the other needle. Yeah, sometimes when you can't see the holes, I poke through them from this end just to give me a guide so I can see where to thread through, but it worked perfectly today, which is a first on camera. And it was good that I showed you, you know, what happens when you split the thread. If it's really bad, then the best thing to do is take that bit out and redo it. Yeah. Don't worry if you come to that and think, oh, no, that's, you know, right the way through. Then just pull the thread back out and rethread it. That's all you got to do. Right, so here we go. Got ourselves a little journal. And, yeah, it's plain and, you know, but there's room there to put things on the ends and still have enough here because I wanted that, because time I start working in here, this sort of tends to go like that, yeah, and it gets fat, so I do need that extra bit on here. Plus, you know, if you put ribbons and things sticking out, but this is nothing in here at all, not even a pocket, nothing. So yep. So that's it. Closure. What will I do for that then? Well, just to wrap around, I'll try and find a bit of sari silk. That will be all right. That'll look quite nice. I'll find that and then we can take a picture of it and it's done. Hold on. And here we go. Okay, I've left that quite long because, like I say, there's nothing in here. Okay. There we go. And there's the back. Right, all made out of scraps, really, wasn't it? Leftovers. Okay, well, very, you know, quick sort of journal, really. You know, the time went into the cover. So, and then, you know, I would go along and fill this up with pockets and different things, which I could work in this at a later date, no problem. And, you know, sometimes I will work with journals that are made up that are plain and blank, you know, because it's quite fun. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching then. I hope you enjoyed that, and speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.